Hello everyone, I'm architect Sharya Durrani, an assistant professor from Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design, Bangalore. In today's session, we are going to cover some important points related to how to crack NATA 2020. In this session, particularly, we will be looking into the revised scheme of examination NATA 2020. As you all know, in view of the current pandemic, the part A, which was drawing test, has been replaced with cognitive skills and visual composition test to enable the conduct of NATA examinations online. The new part A has many subtopics which we will be looking into detail in this series. The part A has 6 subtopics which my colleagues will take you through in detail in the current session.
Hello, my name is R. Jacob Ajay and I'm from Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design, Bangalore. So here I am going to talk about the first topic of NATA, which is visual principles in a composition. So I will be talking about how to understand the visual principles like line, point, form and shape, and the concepts of composition like balance, symmetry, hierarchy, contrast, design harmony and direction. Why are these visual forms and composition are important to design? So the elements of design are the fundamental building blocks of any composition. When these pieces work together, they come out to give a good unified layout, and when it is utilized properly, they give out strong dynamic visual layout. So the designer uses these elements as a tool to control how a message is delivered to the audience. So you can just see these elements of design in a variety of fields like applied arts, photography and creative arts. So what is a line? So line is one of the important element of design. So as it defines the object's form or space in a flat two-dimensional surface. Lines can be thick or thin, smooth or ragged, and also it can be a sketch or it can be a curvilinear line, rigid or mechanical, but we usually use hand-drawn sketches. So what is a point? So point in geometry is a location. So it has no width, it has no length, it has no depth, it is just a dot. So what is the difference between a line and a point? A line is defined as a series of points which extends indefinitely at two directions. So it has one dimension called length. So what is a shape? A shape is a two-dimensional contour that characterizes one's object or a form. So it has two things, one is length and one is breadth. So what is a form? A form is a three-dimensional one, and it's also a part of element of art, and it also encloses volume. It has three things in basically, the one is length, and the one is width, and the one is depth. Example of form can be cube, cuboid, cylinders, pyramids, etc. So form can be of free flowing also, and also it can be viewed from many angles. What is balance? A composition that is stable and aesthetically pleasing, something that feels right, while its elements need not be the focal points and attract your eyes. So balance is of three types. One is symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance, and the other one is radial balance. What is symmetry? Symmetry adds balance to a design. When elements are the same on both sides of an axis, the design just feels harmonious. So perfect symmetry is where the elements are mirrored on both sides of an axis, giving a perfect unity on both sides. Symmetry can be of three types. The one is reflectional symmetry, the other one is point reflection, the other one is rotational symmetry. What is rhythm? The use of lines and repetition makes our eye continuously follow down from center to the end. So the repetitive use of lines, form, shape, texture, pattern makes one viewer to view from one end to the other one. Example, Roman Colosseum, where you can see a row of series of arches and a kind of pillars, so that you are just seeing a rhythmic pattern there. What is hierarchy? The articulation of the importance or significance of a form or space by its size, space or placement relative to the other forms and spaces. What is contrast? Contrast is defined as something, a variation between elements within a composition. it can also have a difference in its weight, size, or any colors, etc. So one of the best example what we can observe here is black and white, which are contrast to each other, and other example is yin yang symbol, which is a Chinese zodiac sign. So you can just see how it is differentiated there. So this is the best example for contrast. What is design harmony? The overall effect of design that is visually improved or visually pleasant, and in which elements flow together to make a successful layout. Example, we can just observe in where elements flow together and where the design just feels very harmonious. So something that where colors and design patterns just merges with each other or synchronize with each other, so that the overall effect quality is present. What is direction? The lines and form that lead a visitor's eye through a composition are referred as direction. Example, direction can help to create of how information is processed. As an example, let's now move ahead to solve the question number 1. So the following image and a set of 4 options that will be displayed on your screen for a couple of minutes, so that you can choose exactly the right answer which suits the best question. So if you have observed well, option D is the best answer. Why? Because when you see the first image, you will see how a pattern unfolds itself in a rotational pattern. The next image, if you see, you will find how a form is just repeated without any gaps in between, which is called tessellation. The next image, you will see how a form is generated in a geometrical way. And the next image, you can just see how the form is generated or rotated in a repetition, which forms a rotational symmetry. Okay, now let's move on to the question number 2, which we have already seen in the following question number 1 of how we need to solve this one. So the following question of image and the set of 4 options will be displayed on your screen for a couple of minutes, so that you can rightly choose the best answer which rightly describes the image shown below. Okay, now if you have observed well, option C is the best answer, because if you see closely, the image leaf, which represents where the pattern unfolds, and it represents a hierarchy there, so that where it is unfolding as a one dominant form. So the next one is a simple rhythmic movement, and the next one is a black and white contrast, you can just see, and the next image, which tells us about the gradual gradation from top to bottom. So the answer option C is the best one. Thank you. Hope you have all understood the topic of 1, and keep on practicing and you will be able to crack it, and the next topic will be carried on by my colleague.
Hello everyone, I am an artist, Vinay Kumar Rudraswamy Mutt, working as assistant professor at NETTE School of Architecture, Planning and Design. So I would like to introduce you to a second topic of part A of NATA exam 2020. Understanding geometry and the ability to visualize shape, solve geometric puzzle to test spatial intelligence. These tests normally be taken on a computer, either at your home or at a test center. So these questions comes in 2 types. One is PTQ. PTQ means preferential type questions, or MCQs, multiple choice based questions. You are having a limited amount of time, so you would advise to act quickly. Spatial ability test bear a superficial resemblance to abstract reasoning tests. It contains pictorial figures and it contains basic shape and form. It is purely a mental manipulation test to visualize your capacity to read shape and form, to test your visual and perceptual abilities, and to visualize things through spatial intelligence test. What you are trying to do is form a mental image, visualize movement and change between them. Spatial ability questions often involve these 4 sort of observations. First one, assembly or disassembly of objects. Second one, objects that have rotated and waved in a different angle. Third one, objects those have different markings on their surfaces. Fourth one, the visual assembly of puzzled imagery or a sketch or drawing. The following IQ tests are designed to test your visual and perceptual abilities. The questions ordered in terms of difficulty. We can identify these special ability test questions into 8 different objectives as follows. First one, shape matching from 2-dimensional surface to 3-dimensional. Visual composition from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional shapes. Third one, group rotation 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional shapes. Fourth one, combining 2-dimensional shapes to 3-dimensional shapes. Fifth one, other platonic solids in 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional shapes. Sixth one, 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional shapes in mirror flexion. Seventh one, symmetrical and asymmetrical test to identify a pattern. Eighth one, visual assembly of a puzzled imagery of a sketch. We will go through the next slide and see the understanding of basic shapes and form. As we all are well aware of basic forms like cube, cuboid, triangle, sphere, cone, etc. Let us see in a different perspective in relation to platonic solids. As we see in a slide, we see tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, icosahedron, dodecahedron. These platonic solids have different faces, different angles. Reading these shapes and forms will improve your ability to visualize and solve the given questions below. We will go through next slide and see some examples. The first one, combining 2-dimensional shape as pattern shown below. Question 1, which of the shown cubes could be made of given pattern? You have to observe the pattern in relation to answer given cube on the screen. As you go through, observe the pattern and compose mentally and try to take it to form a mental image of a cube. So observe and compose a pattern to form a cube through your imagination. When you solve a problem from a left hand side, that means your left side pattern will be the first hint to form a cube. Rest other pattern will repeat as you fold it mentally. You will get an answer. The answer is A. The second one, combination of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional shapes. A pattern is shown on the screen. Question number 2, which of the given solid shapes can be made from the given pattern? You have to observe the given pattern in relation to answer the cube given on a screen. The first answer was composed horizontally. The second one composed vertically. So you have to try it from the left hand side to solve the puzzle. The colorful pattern is composed vertically. In this case, you have to see both the choices from left side. If it won't work, you can go through right side. That means the pattern which is taken from the right side will be hint to form a cube. As we see 4 different cubes, as we see the colors and the pattern once again, observe it carefully. B, C and D get ruled out. So the answer is A. The third one, symmetrical and asymmetrical test to identify a pattern. Question number 3, shown is a quadrant mirrored in x-axis, y-axis given on a screen. Identify the complete figure given as an option. Resemblance of testing a symmetrical pattern in a given question. A quadrant itself a hint for given question. When you multiply mirrored image, you are able to get an answer. As observe the given pattern in detail. When you observe carefully, A and B get ruled out. Left between 2 choices, observe deeply. C and D. Here C seems to be little asymmetrical. So C is also ruled out. The left option is D. So answer is D. My colleague Rakesh Kallur will speak on next topic. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I am artist Rakesh Kallurji, working as a assistant professor at NITE School of Architecture, Planning and Design, Bangalore. Color is visible only when light falls on the color. The color wheel shows relationship between the colors. The color wheel divided into three parts: primary color, secondary color, tertiary colors. Primary colors are red, yellow, blue. Secondary colors are made from mixing the primary colors. Mixing the red and yellow produce orange. Yellow and blue produce green color. Blue and red produce purple. Mixing the primary and secondary colors creates a tertiary colors. There are 12 colors are there in the color wheel. The achromatic color harmony is also known as a grayscale mode. Monochromatic color schemes consist of different values of a single color. Here is the example of the monochromatic color scheme. Cool colors and warm colors. Yellow to violet are called warm colors. Green to purple are called cool colors. Here is the example of the cool colors and the warm colors. Two opposite color in the color wheel are called as a complementary color. Example: red and green, blue and orange. Analogous colors are grouping of three colors next to each other on a color wheel. Using these colors creates a harmonious effect. General color physiology. The color red generally used for depicting passion, love, energy, etc. The color orange generally used for depicting happiness, creativity, confidence, etc. The color yellow generally used for depicting playfulness. Color green generally used for depicting growth and health related things, etc. The color blue depicts honesty, etc. The color violet depicts royalty, luxurious, etc. The color black depicts the authority, power, formal, etc. These are all the general physiology of color. Now related to this, I am giving to you some of the questions. What are the primary colors? A. Red orange, red purple, yellow orange, yellow green, blue green. B. Green, orange and purple. C. White, black, grey and brown. D. Red, blue and yellow. The answer is D. Red, blue and yellow. Question number 2. What is not an example of complementary colors? A. Yellow and purple. B. Red and green. C. Green and blue. D. Orange and blue. The answer is C. Green and blue. What are these called? A. Tertiary colors. B. Primary colors. C. Secondary colors. D. Complementary colors. The answer is C. Secondary colors. Hope you all have understood this topic. Now my colleague Yuvraj sir will talk on the next topic. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am architect Yuvraj, Associate Professor from NITE School of Architecture, Planning and Design, Bengaluru. I am going to talk on visual system interpretation and perception, which is one of the topic in part A of NATA 2020. First, let us understand what is visual interpretation. Visual interpretation is an analysis approach of the image with respect to size, shape and position of objects, as well as the contrast and color saturation present in that particular object. Following are the basic elements of an image interpretation: location, size, shape, shadow, tone or color, texture and pattern. So when an object is given, you have to observe with respect to the above elements. Now let us understand what is visual perception. It is the ability to interpret the surrounding environment using light in the visible spectrum reflected by the objects in the environment. It also refers to the brain's ability to make sense of what your eyes see. When you look at an object, following are the process or stages in visual perception: stimulation, organization, interpretation, evaluation, and memory to recall. In general, I would like to mention that there are many topics and tests to understand these cognitive skills. In the visual system interpretation and perception, it is important to understand the graphical similarities and properties of the given object or image. This will be more of a preferential type question. Sense of understanding the spatial intelligence of 2D and 3D visuals are very important for understanding the interpretation and perception. So the skill has to be developed in order to tackle the PTQs and MCQs, which is preferential type questions and multiple choice questions. Now let us see some examples on this topic. The attached image shows a corridor floor which is covered with a square tiles of a same size. The question is, how many tiles covered by the green patched area? In the above image, you will have to analyze and evaluate how many tiles can be placed in each row of green patched area. Here, the skill of understanding the size of tile is very important to give your answer. The correct answer is 33. Now let's see how it is arrived. If you see from left to right, the first two rows will have 5 tiles each, third, fourth and fifth row will have 6 tiles each, and sixth row will have 5 tiles again. Answer is 33. Let us see one more example. Which of the following lakes has the largest area? In the above exercise, again you will have to analyze and evaluate the size and shape of the each image to give your answer. The correct answer to the above question is option D. Here, the observation on size and shape of the each image is the deciding parameter to give your correct answer. In this exercise, understanding the visual interpretation and perception plays a role to give your correct answer. Likewise, you have to analyze and evaluate to give your answer in this type of questions. Hope you all have understood this topic. Now my colleague Architect Sharia Durrani will talk about the next topic.
Let's move ahead with our next topic, that is spatial ability test. Now what are spatial ability tests? These are the tests which requires for you to use cognitive abilities to manipulate a 2-dimensional or a 3-dimensional object to solve a question. Now what does the word cognitive mean? Cognitive ability are brain-based skills which are needed in the acquisition of knowledge, manipulation of information and logical reasoning and judgments. Spatial ability test involves visual assembly and disassembly of objects that requires you to view an object from a different angle or have been rotated or something that has markings on the surface. This test particularly is very important for architects to visualize objects from different angles and shapes while designing. So as a designer, spatial ability is something that is going to take you a long run. Let's move ahead and try to solve few questions. Now have a look at the screen carefully. You will see the figure as a question and answer options. Now the question asks, which of the answer figures is a rotation of the question figure? When you see the question figure, you have markings on the top of the surface. The surface has 4 objects. One is a circle, another a square, another a combination of both, and the fourth one is the arrow. Now the best way to solve such a problem is to see which of the figures are symmetrical and which of the figures are asymmetrical. In the current question, you have only one asymmetrical object, that is the arrow, and the rest 3 are symmetrical. The question lies here: when you rotate a symmetrical object, the object is going to look very much similar to the previous one, but an asymmetrical object when rotated will have a different figure. So all that you have to do in this question is to relate the asymmetrical object with the answer figures and try to find out the correct answer. The correct answer here is option C. Now let's move ahead with our next question. You can generalize these type of questions under the topic combining spaces. In this type of questions, you will be projected with a series of two-dimensional shapes. Few will be the component shapes, and you are expected to relate the components with the complete shapes. Now have a look at the screen. Now look at the component figures given on your computer screen carefully. The question here asks, once you analyze, the best strategy to answer these type of questions is to look at the component figures and relate it with the complete shapes. Now in certain cases, the complete shapes have different lengths and sizes, and in those cases, just looking at the component figures, you can eliminate few of the options just based on the length and size of the object. The best way to practice these type of questions is having a trial and error method of cutting shapes and trying to combine component figures to make a complete shape. The correct answer here is option B. Now my colleague architect Soumya will be teaching you the next topic.
Hi, I'm architect Soumya, assistant professor from NITE School of Architecture, Planning and Design, Bangalore. I'm here to explain you the last and final chapter of Part A syllabus, that is Test for Cognitive Ability, Perception, Attention, Memory and Recognition. Let's start with the fundamental question of what is test for cognitive ability. Cognition basically means your ability to observe and memorize. Therefore, in this test, you will have to recognize or recall something that you have previously observed, which may be a person, an object, an event or a scenario. The challenge here lies not only in observing and memorizing, but you will have to have a sense of judgment. You have to draw certain conclusions based on your judgment, which may or may not be evident in the given photograph. Therefore, summing up, these are the skills required to solve such a type of problem. As far as exam is concerned, you will have compulsory one question of this type, which is most likely to be for 16 to 17 marks, and it will have a time limit of 12 minutes. Therefore, solving this type of question will require much more focus and concentration from your end. As an example, let's see the first question. The following is the question image which will be displayed in your screen for a couple of minutes. You are required to observe this carefully. Then the image will be removed from your screen. A set of 4 options will be displayed in your screen. You need to select which of the options rightly describe the given question image. Key things that you generally need to do while doing a cognition is: first, observe the image as a whole entity to understand the context and the scenario. Second, you must virtually break the image into smaller parts and observe each and every small detail carefully, which will include the viewing point, viewing distance, type of object, its number, size, position, distance, direction with relationship to the other object. These are the 4 given options. You need to select which ones closely describe the given image. Note that this is going to be a PTQ based question, that is preferential type based question. Therefore, you are allowed to choose more than one option as the correct one. Here comes the right answer and the PTQ based marks distribution. Hence, you can observe that A, C and D is the right answer, and you will fetch a total of 16 marks. You can always go back to the question image to find the relevance of this answer. Similarly, this is the next question. Given that this is an image of a streetscape view looking from a height of 1.5 meters, what you need to additionally observe is the action and the sequence of activities, though the given image is a still life photograph. Also look at the shadow and its position and direction in order to judge which time of the day was the photograph being taken. After observing well, you will find options C and D as the correct answer, and this will fetch you 16 marks. Now let's move ahead to solve the third question. Given that this is an evening view of a riverfront development located at the eastern part of the city, you should easily judge the other four cardinal directions like north, south and west and east. Also, the figure is much more complex because of multiple groups of people engaged in multiple activities happening at various ground planes. After careful observation, you should select the right choice. Here, A, B and C are the right answers. You need a lot of practice in order to crack this type of questions. Hence, I suggest you to go through a lot of mock tests which are available in NATA website and keep practicing them regularly. This is all about NATA. For more information regarding NATA and our college, you can contact the following numbers. Before I close this session, we would like to announce that there will be a webinar held by us open to all the students aspiring for this degree course. We will be briefing you about the college, its activities and events, various academic and institutional processes, student and faculty achievements, etc. The various regulatory bodies, professional organizations and affiliating bodies which are associated with the colleges imparting architectural and planning education in India are COA, AICTE, IIA, IGBC, ITPI, GEM Associum and in case of Karnataka, the VTU. Also, there are student bodies like NASA and NOS Plan, wherein students can officially collaborate with other colleges to exchange and exhibit knowledge. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates about our college and regarding NATA. Thank you so much. This is an important information regarding NATA mock test. The Council of Architecture has already conducted one mock test for the students appearing for the first NATA exam. In case you have registered for the second NATA exam, the mock test for those students will be conducted prior to the examination date, which will be announced by COA in their website shortly. Therefore, keep visiting the NATA website regularly. Also, follow the NITE SAPD social media pages to keep yourself updated.